Now, France is a former colonial power on the African continent, and its presence has periodically been contentious. Let's talk about this then, and the sentiment that the French need to leave. We're joined today by Sahel Programme for Institute for Security Studies, Fahiraman Rodrigue Kone. Good to have you on the program, so thank you so much for being with us today. What is driving this renewed sense that the French basically are unwanted in the Sahel region specifically?
Well, it is a renewed anti-feeling sentiment that we are seeing. Three reasons can be, put forward to explain this resurgence. First is the French military failure against the terrorism fight in Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Chad, all the Sahelian countries. While France has spent 10 years fighting jihadist groups in those countries, insecurity has not totally improved, not at all. In contrary, the insecurity is non-worsened and is spreading to other West African countries. And this failure raises misunderstanding and suspicious about the real motivation of the former colonial master present in France. Since France considered as a big military force with sophisticated weapons faced against a band of jihadists who do not have the same capacities. So this failure has therefore fueled the feeling in the opinion that France has another political agenda, which is to take advantage to the situation and reinforce its domination in those countries. This is the first reason. The second one is that the security crisis has revitalized a second grievance that already existed in the public opinion. It is being supposed that the support of France to the political elites widely perceived as corrupt and incompetent and sometimes badly elected. While the population were already confronted with the incompetence of these leaders in dealing with their daily problems, the inability of these elites in terms of protection of the population against the killing of jihadists has worsened the situation and bring this strong popular contestation. To give an example, the military school in Mali and Burkina Faso were popular coup, and the opinion doesn't welcome the injunction of the international community to the military regime to return power to the civilian. People are convinced that this pressure is manipulated by France, which try to impose against the corrupt elites. Mm-hmm. And finally, I can say that the anti-French sentiment is not unrelated to the recent strong Russia diplomatic offensive in the continent. Russia perfectly play on the existing grievances to present an alternative cooperation in military and security sectors. And they also play on communication to reinforce the anti-French sentiment, notably by working on social media.
So the French have fallen out with the military rulers in Mali and will withdraw their troops from there subsequent to that. If there is to be division among the countries in the Sahel region and how they view and relate to France, what would that mean for the overall security picture in the region?
Yeah, now we are facing in a very the security situation is not at all good. Since we are now at the fifth month of the year, and the total attacks of jihadist groups and also the displacement people, all the killings, we are now beyond almost all the number of all that happened last year. So I mean that the security situation is worsening. So this reconfiguration of the situation and lack of consensus between the Sahelian countries is one of the key factors of the deterioration of the situation, because there is not clearly cooperation, and now we are seeing that the groups, the jihadist group, are taking advantages of those misunderstandings between the strategy, the world strategy in the region, which should be, at my point of view, a strong collaboration between all the countries, Sahelin countries, to fight this transborder threat.
Is the expectation militarily that we're likely to see more of a strengthening, shall we say, or a boldness from the part of the jihadist groups, which the French had said they were going in to assist the Sahel countries to battle?
Please again.
Are we likely to see a strengthening of the jihadist groups in the Sahel now that there's less of a French presence, at least as far as Mali is concerned?
Unfortunately, yes. Because one error that all the countries are now doing is to strengthen, they're trying to strengthen at their own side the military option to fight the jihadist group. The jihadist insurgency could not be fight by a military, only by a military option. There should be a political processes, dialogue, community dialogues, and we are not seeing that all the current elite using this option of dialogue. Even if in Burkina Faso, for example, they are claiming that dialogue with groups will be one option, we are not seeing concretely in the reality how this dialogue should be articulated and what the strategy will be articulated with other countries and by using this dialogue process.
Fahiraman Rodrigue Kone, good to have your time, Senior Researcher at the Sahel Programme at the Institute for Security Studies. Thank you, sir.